Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to this week's edition of Coffee Chat with me. I'm Catherine Oster, and I am so grateful that you are here watching this. So, I want to tell you about the time that I was wrong again. I was wrong again. If you watched Coffee Chat a few weeks ago, you'll see where I was wrong the first time. The first time and the only time in my life. Just kidding. About schooling, about doing a distance learning program and having the kids do their schooling at home. How I was wrong about that. Now, that was a pretty big aha moment for me. And, consciousness is all about creating your life through your choices. And if you have a judgment about a choice, that something is wrong or that you don't like it, you're probably never going to choose it. But if it's something that is going to create greater for you, then the judgment gets in your way, And so I had that judgment. I apologize. It's getting windy out here. I just like to be outside as much as I can before winter hits. Let me turn this around a little bit. Okay. I don't know if that's better. Let's try this. There we go. Oops, just bear with me while I get my video sorted out. Okay. Maybe this will be a little bit better. Maybe not. What else is possible? Anyway, so if you have a judgment about something, you're not going to want to choose it because you're judging it that you don't like it, And that was me with distance learning. That was also me with berry picking. I know it's a weird, crazy thing that seems so simple. Good morning, you guys that are joining me live right now. I can't see who you are. Good morning, Mom. Good morning. Okay, so the second time that I've proved myself wrong is with berry picking. I just hated it. It was something that I didn't enjoy. I thought it was such a waste of time. Who would want to pick berries? Hi, Roz. And actually, berry picking was something that I did quite a bit. I mean, I don't think it was as much as I used to make it out to be, but when I was younger, I would often go berry picking with my grandma and my mom, and we'd have to just pick a lot of berries. And I just decided right then and there that I didn't like picking berries, and it was boring, and then your hands got all sticky, and it was just not good. So anyway, I have since changed that point of view, actually. So we were out in the field combining a few days ago, and we were on canola, and it was going slow, so I had some time. Hi, Megan! And my brother-in-law is running the other combine, and he's like, oh, look at these choke cherries here along the field. There's so many choke cherries. And the kids were with us because we're doing the whole distance learning thing now. So they weren't in school. They were with us. Hey, Michelle. And I'm like, kids, go pick some choke cherries. And Travis had commented, yeah, choke cherry syrup would be so good on ice cream and stuff and on pancakes. And I'm like, that might actually be good, actually. Why don't we try this? And the kids aren't doing anything right now. They could totally go pick some choke cherries. So I sent them out, and they picked a pail of choke cherries. And they came back, and their pail was full. Well, by the time I cleaned the leaves and the sticks out of it, hi, Julie. By the time I cleaned the leaves and the sticks out of it, we were down to like a half a pail. But it was still quite a few. And then I had some more time, so I started Googling for a choke cherry syrup recipe online. And then I discovered choke cherry wine. Now, I recall, I don't know that I've had a bottle of choke cherry wine. Maybe I did. But for whatever reason, my body got really excited about choke cherry wine. So excited that it overrode my point of view about picking berries. And I went out for an hour and I picked a pail of choke cherries for my wine. For the wine that I'm going to make. It won't just be my wine. And I was so excited about that. And I was like, wow. Now, when I went out to pick the berries, I realized, I started, and they were just ripe and luscious, and I could run my hand and the berries would just fall into the pail. It was the perfect timing. Well, I got my pail, like, the bottom was covered, and then it spilt on me. And right away, I realized that is why I hated picking berries. Because when I was younger, I would get to like a half a pail, or I would be almost done. Like grandma would say, you just have to pick one pail, and I would be almost done, and then it would spill. And that happened a lot when I was little, at least I think it did. And that was the energy. That's why I resisted and reacted to and hated picking berries. And I thought, wow, isn't this interesting that this showed up again? And I just I ran the clearing statement. Now, sometimes if you notice, there can be like a repetitive energetic pattern in your life that keeps showing up. And the clearing statement can be used to just kind of clear that energy. So I spilled my pail, acknowledged all the past times that I had spilled my pail as a little kid, and ran the clearing statement. And then I'm like, you know what? Now I'm just going to be more present. I'm going to be more present with my pail and the berries so I don't spill them again. And I didn't. And I picked a full pail, didn't spill the pail, got really excited about choke cherry wine. Now, I live in Saskatchewan, Canada, and I know some of you guys live here too. The winters can get so long. It gets dark early. Like, we don't do a lot of stuff outside, and it's cold. And I don't mind it, but I'm inside way more often and I have more time. Well, I'm going to be making wine this winter. Like, I bought the whole startup kit, and I'm excited. We're going to do this choke cherry wine, and then my mom, she has some frozen Nanking cherries. So we're going to make cherry wine after the choke cherry wine. And my whole winter of making wine feels so exciting. Joanna, my mom used to make choke cherry wine. It was so yummy. It was actually more like a liqueur, an after dinner sipping drink. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I cannot wait to try it. Yeah. And this, you guys, this is the adventure of living. Most people go into winter and they're depressed, and then there's less sunlight, so people start lacking vitamin D, and they go through all of this depression because it's cold and dark. What if you could find something that was exciting? Like wine, like this whole wine making is for me right now. What could that be for you? What could make you excited about living regardless of the conditions? I know, Joanna, can you perceive my body is so excited? And plus, the other really cool thing is that I have classes that I'm going to be facilitating this winter. Live classes are happening. And apple wine, that's a good one too, Ross. Thank you. Oh, I'm just going to make a list of all the fruit wines that I want to make. Anyway, these classes. And when I go to classes, I often like to bring gifts for my hosts, or even just for the class participants sometimes. Wine could be so fun. I could just bring some bottles of wine to class and we can drink wine and no. Anyway, it just adds something. And you know what? Buying wine from the store is fine. I've done that for 39 years. Well, not that I started buying wine when I was younger, but you know what I'm saying. Buying wine from the store is fine. But there's something about when you hand pick the fruit, or even when you buy the fruit and you just make it yourself. There's it's kind of like growing your own crop. You can be there's a pride in it. Yes, blueberry wine too. So anyway, I was wrong. I don't hate berry picking, actually. I'm very excited about it now. And if I had allowed that point of view, I could see where in the past, even with Saskatoons, we have so many Saskatoons in our yard. Yes, Joanna, come to my classes. We had Saskatoons in our yard, and Travis and the kids went out picking, and I'm like, I don't want to pick Saskatoons. I have way more things to get done than just picking Saskatoons. So there, I could have frozen Saskatoons in the freezer right now that I could be making wine out of this winter. But I didn't want to go pick them because I had this point of view. So I have since acknowledged this point of view and chosen beyond it. And now it's opened up this whole space of exciting for me in my life. So I would just encourage you, if you would like to, like, what point of view do you have that could be keeping you from this excitement in your life or having something like the joy and the adventure of living? And just by you hearing this conversation, you're going to start looking at things in your life a little bit differently, maybe. And you're going to see it. You're going to see that point of view. And I dare you to choose beyond it. I dare you. Okay. Well, that's my little coffee chit chat for today. I will totally keep you posted on the wine, and how that all adventure goes. And yeah. Oh, my mom's got some Saskatoons. We're good. She's going to be my winemaking partner. I can tell. Anyway, thank you guys for showing up. Have an amazing day wherever you are, whatever you're up to. What else is possible beyond what you could ever imagine? Coffee cheers.